The mayor of Dallas has switched his party affiliation from a Democrat to a Republican. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new video. Today, it is time that we talk about the big surprise that came out of the city of Dallas just today, as the Dallas mayor has switched his party affiliation from a Democrat to a Republican. Yes, that city of Dallas, one of the most Democrat parts of Texas. Well, he changed his party affiliation and today he is a Republican. So that means we have a Republican mayor in the city of Dallas as we speak. Nobody saw this coming. Nobody expected this. As it was announced just a couple hours ago. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you can join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody. And again, this is a big surprise. I mean, nobody was even talking about it. Just out of the blue today, bam, Eric Johnson, who is the mayor of Dallas, announced he is leaving the Democrat Party, and well, he's a Republican now. Now, you just start looking at it, it's like, this entire situation is bizarre. I mean, it's been a while since a Republican has been the mayor of Dallas. I don't know the last time that happened. I don't know exactly when, but I don't think it's been for a while that, yeah, the mayor of Dallas is a Republican. Mayor Eric Johnson of Dallas announced on Friday that he had switched his party affiliation to become a Republican, saying that the leaders of the Democrat Party had focused on quote-unquote virtue signaling and had not done enough to help residents of the nation's cities. And I actually think that a lot of Democrat mayors in some of these cities, I actually think that some of them believe the same stuff, that, hey, we shouldn't be trying to defund the police, we shouldn't try to jack up tax rates for everybody. This is just making our cities basically unlivable in. But Eric Johnson's the first one to publicly say, this policy does not work. It's time for us to really switch affiliation. The decision was surprising for its timing. Mr. Johnson was re-elected to a second term last year after running unopposed, and cannot run for a third. But the move appeared in line with how he had increasingly been positioning himself politically. At his second inauguration, Mr. Johnson was joined by Texas' two Republican senators, Ted Cruz and John Cornyn. So, Johnson already had some question marks about, wait, is he really a Democrat? But nobody actually thought that he was going to magically switch to the GOP. But he officially did. Technically, the position of mayor in Texas is nonpartisan. But Mr. Johnson served in the Texas House of Representatives as a Democrat before he ran for mayor, and was long aligned with the party's moderate wing. He pushed for tax cuts in the city's latest budget and had criticized Democrats in recent years for seeking to curtail police funding. So like I said, he is basically one of those moderate Democrats that are saying, hey, I'm not for this, defunding the police crap. I'm not for jacking up taxes. I'm just, hey, I'm not supporting this crap. This is way too far. It's destroying our cities. And I'm glad that finally the Democrats had the balls to admit this is stupid. I may not agree with the GOP for everything, but that seems a lot better than what's currently happening with the Democrat Party. With his announcement, Mr. Johnson becomes one of the nation's few big city Republican mayors, and the only one to lead one of the 10 largest cities. He will have company nearby. Matty Parker, the mayor of Fort Worth, is a Republican. So, yeah, there still are some Republican mayors in big cities, but there's not many of them. American cities need Republicans, and Republicans need American cities, Mr. Johnson wrote in an opinion essay in the Wall Street Journal on Friday, announcing his party switch. I agree. Why do you think the cities have become shitholes? That's what we're being realistic about. They are shitholes. Because most of these areas are one-party rule of not just, Democrats. Progressive Democrats. Not even, moderate Democrats that can push back on this stuff. Many of these cities, like Seattle, Portland, they have been completely taken control of by these progressive nut jobs. Well, in a city like Dallas, there are some moderate Democrats that, like Mr. Johnson, they're not for a lot of this crap that they're pushing. Too often, local tax dollars are spent on policies that exacerbate homelessness, coddle criminals, and make it harder for ordinary people to make a living, he wrote. And too many local Democrats insist on virtue signaling. I can't believe a Democrat's saying this. He's saying, this is freaking insane. This is not even just, failed policy. It's like they're more focused on identity politics and virtue signaling crap. I'm glad that, this is possibly the first of, well, we actually did see a few Democrats in, North Carolina flip to the GOP. I think it's starting to spread a little bit. I think there's some, mayors and, nonpartisan officials that are still, actual moderates, not oh, instead of voting 100% with Biden, I vote with Biden 99%. No, I'm talking about, real moderates. It appears there are some, and I think there are. It just seems like that they're having enough of this crap. Mr. Johnson, who is black, joins the Republican Party in Texas at a time when it has been trying to expand beyond its base of support in the state's rural areas. The party is engulfed by intramural fight over its decision, with its most conservative members accusing those who are seen as more moderate of being a Republican in name only. Well, the difference between, being more moderate and what bozos like Phelan is doing, where, we can't even get a border bill passed because, the Democrats said so. That's not being a moderate, that's just bending the knee to whatever the Democrats want. If Mr. Johnson's goal is to run for higher office as a Republican, as some political analysis and elected officials said on Friday that they suspected, it was not clear that the mayor's record could win over primary voters. It would be very difficult for him to change so dramatically to win over the Ken Paxton majority element of the Republican Party in Texas. Which, that's a fair point, but I don't think he's just doing this because electoral reasons. I think he just realized that, okay, I can join the GOP and try to, help them in, urban areas. Because I was the mayor of one of the biggest cities in the country. So I have experience of winning an election in a big city. I don't think this is just, he wants to run for the Senate. I doubt that. Just run for the Senate as a Democrat or whatever. I think this is more to do with the fact that he realized that the party, it's not the same as it was 10 years ago. Still, many Republicans said on Friday that they are willing to welcome the mayor. Matt Rinaldi, the chairman of the Republican Party of Texas, who, a lot of problems with him, wrote on the social media platform X that he was thrilled at the news of the switch. We look forward to working with him to make Dallas better, Rinaldi said. Welcome, Mayor, Mr. Paxton said on X. So everybody's just saying, welcome. I'm glad that there's no you can't be a Republican because you are a Democrat mayor. You should have known. I'm glad so far there hasn't been much of that, but rather just, hey, welcome to the party. Welcome to the GOP. We want to listen to you. We want to see why you switched. We want to understand how we can win voters similar to you. Okay, you're a black dude from an urban area. How can we expand our base to try to win some of those guys over to the GOP? Again, I'm not saying it's 100% they're going to magically flip, but I do think this is a sign that there is some movement with, minority voters, not just, you know, African Americans, but Hispanics in particular. Mr. Johnson had sought and received the backing of the Dallas business community for both of his races for mayor, Mr. Jillison said, adding that doing so effectively cleared a path to re-election would often cause rifts with other Democrats on the city council. So yeah, he's not just, you know, a fake moderate of, oh, I'm a Democrat that's a moderate, but I don't clash with other Democrats. No, he actually, from everything I know of, he did actually clash with Democrats on stuff like police funding. Unlike Houston, whose mayor also acts as city manager and directs agencies, Dallas and most other Texas cities split into two roles, making the position of mayor more like that of a city council president. So yeah, it's technically a little bit different of, you know, it's a city council position, but even then it's like, he's still the mayor of one of the biggest cities in the country. I really think that there is a sign of some kind of movement towards the GOP. Because a lot of these voters, they don't support defunding the police. They don't support, you know, 500% tax rates on everything. They just don't. They may not agree with every Republican on every issue, but, well, somebody like Eric Johnson, he would much rather disagree with the GOP on stuff like, you know, abortion or whatever, which I don't know his stance on abortion, who knows. But, hey, I'd rather have that than not feeling safe in my own city. Not having to pay 500% tax rates on everything. Not having to, you know, be able to afford something. That's why I think he switched. Not just, you know, oh, he wants to run for higher office like some people claim. I think this is a legitimate switch that is showing that there is something brewing in some of these urban areas. That maybe some people have just had enough and they're saying, screw it. We gave you, the Democrats, 500 chances. They blew it. Again, I'm not saying every voter is going to do that, but I think a chunk are going to switch to the GOP next year. I really do. Not like 50%. I'm talking about like a 5, maybe 10-point shift in some of these urban areas. I don't think that's crazy. With what we saw in 2022 in New York City, parts of LA, parts of Chicago, I think it's absolutely possible. But this is a developing story, and I'm glad that there are some Democrats. Hey, be an actual moderate, and I welcome you in and care if you were a Democrat last year. If you realize that the Democrat Party is not your father's or grandparents' Democrat Party, hey, you learned. If you vote Republican, I can really care less. Especially since you're from Dallas, I'm not expecting you to be the most conservative person ever. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.